Hello everyone, so in this video let us talk about a very interesting yet very important topic of Golang, that is methods. Now Go doesn't support classes. Now the downfall of that is that the classes gives us the ability to encapsulate all related methods and data types into one you can say cluster, okay, into just like one class. Now the thing is that because Golang doesn't support that, it provides you methods instead of that. Now, methods can be used to club different related set of functions which are related to some sort of a given sort of a struct or like any data type. Okay, so let's take an example to understand all of that. So this method also receive like this method has a receiver in that of it. Okay, so you have to give a receiver like what type of data type or a construct can use this type of function. Okay, so let us take that as an example so that it will become okay to you. So we have talked about struct. So let us make one more struct of type student only. Let us now make it name at stud, and it is of type struct. Now it has somewhat the same fields. Let's say name of type string, and also let's just take it an age. Let's take phone number of integer type, and now let us give two more fields. So first is score, which is integer, and one more that is pass, like whether the student is pass or not, which is just a boolean variable. It's like just the student is pass or not. Okay. Now what you can see here is that let's just also create one student. So student of name. Okay, so student stud, which is here, and let's say it has a name of Shivam and phone number of 12345 6, and let's say score of 80%. And now whether the student is passed or not, we do not know. We have to calculate it according to some logic. Now what we'll do is that we will run on the function for that. But let's say that the function that we will be using out will only work on this type of struct, like it will only take student objects. It should not be taking any random, because this method is only specific to calculate out the status whether the student will pass or not. It will not take any other object. That's why we have to consider it to only use student type of structs to be applied on that function. So in that, what you can do is that we can just give uh, let's say s and stud, and then let's function name. So let's talk about one another function. Let's say it's print name function, and it doesn't take anything. It returns a string, and that's it. Now what this actually means, it means that we have defined a function that is print name, which returns a string that is the same as the function that we've talked about, but it has also a receiver. Now this receiver actually means that this function can only be used on objects which are of this stud struct. Got it? So now what this print name will do, that it will return a string. Let's say return a string, and the string is such that you have to just print out Mr. Let's say hello Mr. slash Mrs. dot and plus. Now to reference any, so let's say you are using any object of stud type, so you can just reference it as dot, so as dot name, and that's it. You can just return this here. And now let us see what we can do with this. So let's say if I just do fmt.println, and I have a student, let's say s1, and I want to print that particular student name, so I can just use print name. Now as you can see that I have used this function, okay, with an object s which is of type stud s1 dot. So now this function directly can be used on top of that. Like maybe you can just also write down function like this. So maybe it will take a stud like s as a data type. Okay, you can also do that type of like operations also, but I have this specific use case in which I have given the constraint that this function can only be used with objects of type stud. Okay, that's it. Now let's just print it out. So this function will call this, This will return a string like this. So let us call this. So go run, and this is 13. So LMS this is Shiva. Cool. So this is working fine. But there is also nothing that I want to tell you. Let's just say that I have to just make the same thing, that we'll just make a stud type of function which will take objects of stud, and it will tell calculate grade. So calculate grade, and similarly it will just return, it will not return anything. Okay, what we will do is that this function will take an object and it will just calculate, let's say if s dot score, the score of the student is, let's say, greater than equal to 60, then what we'll do, we will make um, s dot pass equal to true, that the student is pass if the score is greater than 60. Else what we'll do, we'll make s dot pass equal to false. Now just, so what we have taken is that we have taken a student, like, and it will automatically calculate it. But see, there is one flaw down here. Let's take it out. Let's just take this student only, and what we'll do is that we will now do s1 dot calculate grade. So we call calculate grade on this particular student, and let us see what is the grade before and after. So because when we have initialized the student, we have not given any grade, so initialized with a garbage value, or you can say initializing with a starter value, which is false for boolean. So if I just print line s1 here, and after calculating out the grade, I again calculate s1 here. Because it is calculating the grade, it should update it in the pass variable, like the pass value. But what you can observe is that even after running it out, it will still not update it. Like, it is not still updated, it is still false. Like even if I've used the this variable, like this struct, it is still not updated it. Now what's the problem? The problem is that I'm not passing the reference to this. Okay, whenever this function call is done, this is passing a copy of it. Okay, like this is, like when this is called, it will pass a copy of the current struct that I have, the current student struct that I have, and it will like change the like whatever it is required. If you just print down, like if you just do fmt.println here, then you can see that the score will be changed. Okay, let's say if I just do the same thing here, I don't think so that I can do that, or maybe I can, okay, if I just do a fmt.println s here, because I can represent using s. Okay, let's do this here as well. Here it turns out to be true, because what you can see that first printed out s1, okay, that is this. Then we passed a copy of this particular struct here, and it makes it true. Okay, that's why it is printed here, that is true. But when it comes to the main function again, it is still false because we have sent a copy. So that's the problem. The problem is that I'm sending a copy, I'm not changing the actual variable. So how you can do that? Because eventually I just want to change the value, I want to update those values in these variables, not just in the copy itself. So for that you have to send, let's say, the actual variable, like this actual struct. So you have to send the reference to it. So for that reference you have to just make it star, which means that it should be taking a pointer to that particular memory block where this particular object is stored. Okay, that's why you are like doing all of this. Now Go compile is automatically you can say intelligent to understand that now we are asking of a reference, so it is now talking about the actual value, not a copy of it. And thus doing a star is important if you want to actually change the value inside this. If you don't want to change it, then just leave it. If you want to change the values in the main function or anywhere it is called, then you have to put a star there. Okay, so if you put a star, now if I just move this out, we just call this, now it has changed it. So what you can see is that I've not call it here. So now when it is printing out the first value, it is false. But when I'm calculating out the s.grade, it is giving the reference. It is passing the actual block, the memory block in which this s1 is stored. It is now doing the calculations, and now it is updating in that particular memory block because it is taking the pointer. And then we just have updated in the actual value, so it is just printing out the value that is true. So what we can understand from here is that these are just methods. So methods are just functions with a receiver which are used to club different methods related to a particular section, you can say, or like particular struct, okay, or maybe data type, you can say, and in which you can only use them on specific use cases only. And then you can also manipulate the data so around it, just like as function, so you can just pass it as value or by reference, and that's it. So that's the logic of what are methods. If you still have any doubts, you can mention in the comment box of this particular video. I will see you in the next one. Till keep coding, and bye.